Today, we are tackling a topic that's becoming increasingly relevant as our climate continues to warm: heat-related mortality. Specifically, we'll be discussing a recent study published in Nature Medicine titled Heat-Related Mortality in Europe during the summer of 2022. This research, led by John Ballista and his team, provides crucial insights into how last year's extreme heat affected Europe and what it means for the future. Let's dive in. Understanding the study. To give you a bit of context, Europe has experienced several extreme heat events over the past 2 decades, but the summer of 2022 was particularly severe. The study we're discussing analyzed the Eurostat mortality database, covering over 543 million people across 35 European countries. The goal was to quantify the number of heat-related deaths during this period, which turned out to be the hottest summer on record in Europe. The researchers used a combination of satellite data, temperature readings, and sophisticated statistical models to estimate how many people died due to heat. Their findings were alarming. An estimated 61,672 heat-related deaths occurred between May 30th and September 4th, 2022. That's a staggering number, and it highlights just how dangerous extreme heat can be, especially in densely populated urban areas. Key findings are the human toll of heat. Let's break down some of the key findings from this study. Firstly, the countries with the highest numbers of heat-related deaths were Italy, Spain, and Germany. Italy alone accounted for 18,010 deaths, followed by Spain with 11,324 and Germany with 8,173. When we look at heat-related mortality rates, which take into account the population size, the highest rates were found in southern European countries like Italy, Greece, Spain, and Portugal. The study also found significant differences in mortality rates between men and women. Women, particularly those aged 80 and above, were at a much higher risk of dying from heat-related causes. In fact, the study estimated that women experienced 56% more heat-related deaths than men during this period. This gender disparity underscores the need for targeted interventions to protect the most vulnerable populations. The broader climate context. Now, why was the summer of 2022 so deadly? According to the study, it was the warmest season on record across Europe, with temperatures consistently exceeding baseline values from the 1991 to 2020 period. The researchers pointed out that this wasn't just an anomaly. Europe is warming faster than the global average, making it a climatic hotspot. Without significant efforts to mitigate climate change and adapt to rising temperatures, such extreme heat events are likely to become more frequent and severe. One of the most striking aspects of this study is the cumulative temperature mortality association. The researchers found that the risk of death increases monotonically with temperature, meaning that as temperatures rise, so does the likelihood of heat-related deaths. This risk is particularly high in southern Europe, where populations are more vulnerable due to various factors like age distribution, socioeconomic status, and pre-existing health conditions. Implications for the future. So, what does this mean for the future? The study suggests that the summer of 2022 may not be an isolated event. In fact, it could be a preview of what's to come if current trends continue. The researchers estimated that for every 1 degree Celsius increase in temperature, there are 35.3 additional summer heat-related deaths per million people in Europe. This is a sobering reminder of the human cost of climate change. The study also calls for a reevaluation and strengthening of heat prevention and adaptation strategies across Europe. While some efforts have been made since the deadly summer of 2003, which saw over 70,000 excess deaths, it's clear that these measures are not enough. More comprehensive and effective plans are needed to protect at-risk populations, particularly the elderly and those living in southern Europe. Conclusion: a call to action. In conclusion, the findings of this study are a stark warning about the dangers of extreme heat and the urgent need for action. As our planet continues to warm, we can expect more summers like 2022, with devastating consequences for public health. It's crucial that policymakers, urban planners, and communities work together to implement strategies that can reduce the impact of extreme heat and save lives. If you want to read more about this study, you can find the full article published in Nature Medicine under the title A Heat-Related Mortality in Europe During the Summer of 2022. It's a highly informative piece that offers deep insights into one of the most pressing issues of our time. Thanks for tuning in.